Hello, welcome to another 7 stories in 7 minutes. Let's start with story 1, and this is a serious story, and bearing in mind that we've been talking a lot about the assisted dying bill, which is due to be heard in the Lords in September, and we've heard much news about what's happened when midazolam and morphine have been used together. This is rather a concerning headline in the DNYUZ, which says donor organs are too rare. We need a new definition of death. So it would appear that what they're trying to do is to broaden the definition of death. Now, this will include what they call irreversibly comatose patients on life support. Those patients will or could be deemed legally dead. So I wanted to see what the definition of death actually was, and I went back to this case heard by Mr. Justice Peel, saying that actually there is no statutory definition of death, but that death entails, and I'll read this, the irreversible loss of the capacity for consciousness combined with the irreversible loss of the capacity to breathe. Now, anybody that needs to be put on a ventilator will be sedated in order for that to take place, right? So what I'm saying is now, if you are on a ventilator and you appear to the doctors to be comatose, you could be pronounced legally dead. And that goes in conjunction with last week's story where we were talking about who confirms you dead, who certifies you dead, and pretty much anybody can. Right, so it could be a paramedic, it could be a healthcare assistant, it could even be a police officer. So I want everybody to think on, because at the end of the day I'm going to ask, are you dead? Story 2, driving test. Well, if you're taking a driving theory test in 2026, you're going to need to know how to resuscitate somebody. And you're going to have to use a defibrillator as well. Now, I don't know quite what that's got to do with driving, whether you've just got to leap out of the car every time you see somebody drop down with a cardiac arrest, which isn't very often, let's face it, in the street. I'm not quite sure what this means. Apparently, in the UK, we have a low cardiac arrest survival rate. Well, I'd have to ask why so many people are having cardiac arrests. Raised eyebrow. And I'd also like to know, where are the paramedics and doctors and nurses? Or are the public now meant to become paramedics? So anyway, if you're taking a driving theory test from 2026, that's what you're going to need to know. Story 3, HMRC. Don't we always love HMRC? They're using AI now to spy on taxpayers' social media accounts. Yeah, that's right. If you're buying a car, maybe going on holiday, maybe you're buying a new house, maybe you're buying a new sofa, I don't know. HMRC are going to be watching you, and they're admitting it. They admitted it. So, you know, careful what you post. I would be saying hashtag careful what you post, because they say it's robust safeguards. Yeah, it's funny how that word safe comes up, isn't it? They say it's robust safeguards. I say it's hashtag bullshit. It's spying. Story 4. So on your marks, get ready, get set, go! Early hospital discharges. Now, we know they don't want you to be in hospital, they don't. And now, thanks to the UK government and the Prime Minister's AI exemplar programme, interesting name, isn't it? Doctors are now going to be using AI to speed up discharges. They're going to boot you out of hospital as quickly as they possibly can. So here you can see the 16th of August press release. Now it says that AI is going to cut the paperwork in order to free up a doctor's time for the patients. Do you ever get to see a doctor? Well, if you're an illegal immigrant, you get to see a doctor for 30 minutes. But if you're a British citizen, do you get to see a doctor? Come on, really? For more than 5 minutes? They've got plenty of free time, in my opinion. Or where are they? Where are all the GPs? And, you know, when it comes to discharging patients early, I remember they'd go convalescence in Eastbourne or Bournemouth for a couple of weeks, have some fresh air, some coastal air. How times have changed. And that was only in my day. Am I really that old? Anyway, story 5, shoplifting. So now, guess what? Yeah, you, the public, the customer in the supermarket, you're going to be asked to report maybe a shoplifter to the store. Really. Richard Walker, the CEO of Iceland, says that if you were to snitch in a shoplifter, wait for it, you're going to get £1. £1 on your bonus card. Is it worth it? Why are they asking customers to police their supermarkets when they have a very, very big, healthy bank account and they can fund their own security guards? And what are the police doing? Too busy arresting people for social media offences and not actually policing the shops. Story 6, streetlights were going in the dark. Hertfordshire County Council are going to reduce their streetlights to part lighting between 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock. And then they're going to switch them off completely. So that's good, isn't it? For safe streets, let's have dark streets. I don't think so. But you'll see that Coventry City Council has been told to switch them back on because there were 3 burglaries in 1 week. Kind of like burglar's paradise, switching all the lights off, isn't it? And we are meant to be safe. And at 9 o'clock at night, part lighting. People are coming home from the pub, maybe. People are coming home from having meals with friends. Just saying. Story 7. Well, if you're a short man, apparently, you're going to want to have surgery to break your legs in order to lengthen them. That's actually what's happening. I couldn't believe this headline in The Guardian, but apparently being short is a curse. Well, I've heard from people who have had this procedure done, and it's extremely, extremely painful, and that's for congenital and medical reasons. Very traumatic. So, yeah, I was a bit surprised. But anyway, that's 7 stories in 7 minutes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And if you like, please share.